There's a question that echoes in the private corners of the internet, hidden in late-night search histories, whispered in quiet conversations, among curious minds and anxious hearts. What really happens to your body, specifically your prostate, if you masturbate every single day? This question is surrounded by a fog of myths, taboos, misinformation, and fear. For generations, it's been burdened by cultural shame, moral panic, and pseudo-scientific speculation. Some claim it's harmful, others say it's harmless. But what's the truth? What's the actual scientific reality stripped of judgment and fear? You're about to find out. And trust me, the real answer is far more shocking, far more hopeful, and far more important than you've likely been led to believe. So stay with me, because this is about more than just one habit. This is about male health, longevity, and understanding your body like never before. The prostate, a small gland with a big responsibility. Knowing the role of the prostate gland is the first step in comprehending the physiological effects of daily ejaculation. The prostate, which is situated between the rectum and the bladder, is like a walnut-sized hero. What is its principal role? Generate the seminal fluid that sperm mix with to form semen. To rephrase, it is fundamental for the proper functioning of the reproductive system, sexual health, and fertility. There is a far larger function for this little gland, though. Maintaining a healthy prostate becomes more and more important. For men as they become older, it's the focal point of conversations on cancer risk, sexual function, and urinary tract health. That is why it frequently becomes a source of anxiety. Some of these may be familiar to you. Masturbating too often will wear out your prostate. It can cause chronic inflammation, prostatitis. It increases your chances of prostate cancer. In places like online forums and locker rooms, these warnings tend to circulate like urban legends. However, for a long time, nobody stood up to them. The lack of evidence led to them dismissal as myths or acceptance as truths, until the scientific community took matters into their own hands. The Harvard study that shattered the myths, one of the biggest ever long-term studies on male health. An ejaculation frequency was launched by researchers at Harvard University's T.H. Chan School of Public Health, which was a breakthrough initiative. This study followed 32,000 males for almost 20 years, so it wasn't your average poll. The main objective, in order to find out whether there was a statistically significant relationship between the frequency of ejaculation and the likelihood of creating prostate cancer. The results were really shocking. The incidence of prostate cancer was up to 33% lower in men who ejaculated 21 times per month or more, compared to those who ejaculated 4 to 7 times per month. Give it another read. There was a marked decrease in risk linked with more frequent ejaculation, whether it was from masturbation or sexual activity. Also, this wasn't a solitary finding. These results were corroborated by an Australian study, which posits that the protective effect is biological rather than based on culture or geography. What gives rise to this, then? 3 leading scientific theories. Now we'll dissect the 3 most popular theories. 1. The prostate stagnation hypothesis. Think of the prostate ducts like pipes in a plumbing system. These pipelines can become clogged with dangerous substances, old fluids, and dead cells over time. A possible way to flush the system, according to studies, is to ejaculate frequently. It gets rid of leftover stuff before it can trigger inflammation or cellular alterations that could cause cancer. Cleaning away the muck before it causes damage is like giving your engine an oil change. 2. Improved cellular turnover. A tiny chance of mutation is inherent in every cell division. Errors can build up in damaged or old cells over time, potentially leading to cancer. The prostate's cellular environment appears to benefit from regular ejaculation. The process promotes the repopulation of damaged cells with newer, healthier ones. This lessens the likelihood that harmful mutations may take hold. 3. Reduced stress and inflammation. In addition to being a silent killer, stress is associated with inflammation, a major risk factor for many diseases, including cancer. When ejaculation results in an orgasmic experience, neurochemicals such as dopamine and oxytocin are released. The anti-inflammatory and stress reduction benefits of these are strong. Ejaculating on a regular basis may, thus, physically soothe your system, making it more resistant to illness. But what about now? Your symptoms today. Although prevention measures should focus on the long term, many men aren't worried about their cancer risk in the year 2050. Frustrating symptoms are currently affecting them. Getting up several times throughout the night to go to the bathroom. Feeling like you can never really let your bladder go. An insufficient or disrupted flow of urine. Anxiety or pain while going to the bathroom. If this describes you, know that you are not alone and that effective. All natural solutions exist. An interesting option among them. A refreshing spring water juice inspired by a traditional Asian medicine. The purpose of this beverage is to alleviate urinary tract infections, restore comfort, and unclog the prostate's hidden blockages. Find out more by clicking the top pinned comment or scanning the QR code that appears on your screen. Launch it in a separate tab and return to it immediately. We have not finished yet. Ejaculation isn't a magic cure, but it's a key tool. Alright, let's take ownership of the results now. No, ejaculating more frequently won't make anything better. This is not a magic bullet for a lifetime of prostate health. Scientific evidence only points to associations rather than proof of a direct link. Why is that important? For the simple reason that the study's male participants, who ejaculated more often, may have also engaged in other healthful behaviors. Improved eating plans, a higher level of physical exertion, improved immunity. This suggests that ejaculation may be one of many lifestyle factors that lowers their cancer risk, even though it's a natural and powerful technique. It's most effective when used in conjunction with other behaviors. The full prostate health toolkit. Maintaining a healthy prostate takes more than a quick fix or new routine. It requires consistent, small actions that add up over time. Try to see your entire being as a powerful engine, obviously. You can't put all your faith in a single spark plug to keep your engine going. Yeah, I sure don't. Cleaning the oil, checking the fuel for purity, rotating the tires, and maintaining the engine would all be part of your routine maintenance. You should treat your prostate with the same respect. Let's dissect the 4 cornerstones. Your whole toolbox for achieving and sustaining peak prostate health throughout old life. Diet is a game changer. You are what you eat is a well-known adage, but it rings particularly truer when discussing the state of your prostate. Nourishment isn't the only benefit of what you eat. Your cells are either nourished or inflamed by it. It either helps or hurts your body's ability to mend itself. Natural, anti-inflammatory foods, high in antioxidants and plant-based chemicals that protect cells from harm, are the mainstays of a prostate-friendly diet. The following items are recommended for your meal. Produce has a range of colors. The more vibrant the hue, the more antioxidants it contains. Fruits and vegetables that are rich in antioxidants, such as berries, kale, bell peppers, broccoli, and carrots, can help protect cells from free radical damage and slow down the aging process. Red and pink fruits and vegetables, such as tomatoes, watermelon, and grapefruit, contain the potent carotenoid lycopene. Men whose diets are rich in lycopene are less likely to get prostate cancer, according to the research. As an example of cruciferous veggies, you might think of broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and cauliflower. The glucosinolates included in these vegetables aid in the body's detoxification of carcinogens. Green tea. It's more than simply a fad beverage. The catechins included in green tea have been associated with a decreased risk of cancer and a slowing of tumor growth. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids include walnuts, sardines, mackerel, salmon, and flax seeds. In addition to lowering cancer risk and promoting hormonal balance, omega-3 South are nature's anti-inflammatory agents. Things to stay away from: extremely processed meals, too much red meat, dishes cooked in a deep fryer, snacks and drinks high in sugar. Chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and hormone disruption are all linked to these harmful foods, and they put a load on your prostate. The food you consume provides the building blocks for your body's defenses, repairs, and maintenance. Take good care of it by feeding it. 2. Exercise regularly. First things first, exercise is a key to lasting energy, not merely a means to an end looking good or losing weight. If you want a healthier prostate, all it takes is 30 minutes of moderate exercise every day. I'm done. Powerlifting and marathon running are not necessary. No change, just steady progress. What kind of motion is significant? Quick strolls even in your own area, aqua aerobics, or swimming. Regular cycling is beneficial for heart health. Strength training, using your own body, resistance bands, or weights. Yoga and stretching to reduce tension and increase blood flow. What is the significance of this for the prostate? Reason being, there is substantial evidence linking obesity, and particularly abdominal obesity, to an increased risk of aggressive prostate cancer. Inflammation and low testosterone levels are symptoms of hormonally active tissue, which is what makes belly fat so dangerous. Working out does more than just reduce body fat. The text aids in the removal of pollutants via increasing blood flow, increases resistance to illness by strengthening the immune system, reduces the likelihood of metabolic diseases by making insulin receptors more sensitive, regulates testosterone levels in particular while improving hormonal balance, reducing stress, which is a major contributor to prostate inflammation. Also, guys who exercise regularly report more happiness with their lives, better sex lives, and better sleep quality. You feel a strong urge to move. If you give it a chance, your prostate will be grateful. 3. Avoid smoking and excess alcohol. A few health regulations apply everywhere. Protecting your prostate from toxic overload and hormonal imbalance is equally as important as avoiding lung disease or liver problems. When it comes to toxins like tobacco smoke and excessive alcohol consumption, tar isn't the only thing that smoking damages to your lungs. It causes the release of more than 7,000 molecules, some of which can harm DNA and raise systemic oxidative stress. As shown in multiple research, smoking is associated with recurrence of prostate cancer is more likely, negative results upon diagnosis, more inflammatory biomarkers. The other side is that drinking too much is bad for your health as well. Your body's capacity to eliminate toxic substances is compromised because it interferes with liver function. It disrupts the balance of estrogen and testosterone. Chronic inflammation, which is harmful to the prostate, might develop as a result of this over time. How can one exhibit moderation? 1 or 2 standard drinks per day is the limit for alcohol. 0 is the ideal number of smokers. Your future self will be eternally thankful if you seek out assistance while you strive to quit. No need to be flawless. The health of your internal organs, and the prostate in particular, will improve in relation to your level of exposure to carcinogens. 4. Stay proactive with screenings. Too many guys choose to ignore this fact. But it's true. You can't defend yourself against something you can't see coming. Cancers of the prostate, in particular, tend to have a subtle onset. In some cases, symptoms may not appear until the disease has progressed significantly. That's why the last and arguably most crucial weapon in your health arsenal is early detection. Who are you to tell me what to do? One way to check for prostate cancer is via a blood test called a PSA prostate-specific antigen. Levels that are too high don't necessarily indicate malignancy, but they do suggest that something may require additional research. Yes, the digital rectal exam tray is uncomfortable. No, nobody is looking forward to it. Nonetheless, a doctor may feel the prostate's size, texture, and shape during this straightforward physical examination, which aids in the detection of problems. Maintain a mental or written record of any changes in the frequency, urgency, or flow of your urine while you monitor your symptoms. If you're experiencing pain, discomfort, or trouble starting or stopping the urine cycle, don't ignore it. If you have a history of prostate cancer in your family, such as a father, brother, or uncle, it is important to be aware of the genetic risk. As a result, screening shouldn't start until at least age 50, and preferably as early as 40. Doctor visits are terrifying for many men. The strongest men, though, are those who prioritize their own health. A brief visit could be the difference between life and death. You must not be inactive. Being proactive on attack is always better than being reactive. Wrap up. building your own toolkit. Lifestyle, hormones, stress, aging, and, yes, sexual practices all have an impact on your extremely delicate organ known as the prostate, although no one step can ensure safety on its own. For that reason, this toolbox is essential. Let's review what's really important. 1. Pretend it's your last meal and eat like your life relies on it. 2. Keep your systems in tip-top shape by moving around every day. 3. Give up the things that hurt you the most, smoking and drinking too much. SIF. Find a doctor. Get to know your figures. Always be up to date. Taken as a whole, these 4 components constitute a strong basis supported by evidence. Regarding your general health as a guy, as well as your prostate specifically, neither your genes nor the passage of time will render you powerless. Various instruments are at your disposal. Put them to use. The final answer. So, what happens if you masturbate daily? Here is the ultimate response you've been waiting for. The most recent scientific findings suggest that masturbating daily is not only harmless, but may also be good for your prostate in the long run. Your body will not be destroyed by it. It has nothing to do with your manhood. When combined with other healthy lifestyle choices, this natural function may offer some protection. Regular use seems to benefit your little but powerful gland, the prostate, rather than harm it. Dispelled the misconceptions. Forget your fears. Accept reality as it is. If you're on a quest for optimal health throughout your life, masturbation might actually be a helpful ally. Call to action. Show your support if you found this enlightening and would like to see more content that dispels stereotypes about men's health with evidence. Give it a like, it's more helpful than you think. Never miss an update by subscribing and enabling alerts. Please tell us which health myth you would want us to look into next by leaving a comment below. Keep going. Always be up. Keep an open mind. In the following video, I will see you